It is definitely autumn now. I've sold over £1,000 worth of goods on eBay and Vinted, and it's getting closer and closer. Usually all my sales are on eBay with a couple of Vinted, but this weekend is nearly 50-50. 13 sales for eBay, 11 for Vinted, only 2 behind. Combined total of £1,056.11. Obviously the eBay side before fees, Vinted no fees, but before tax, national insurance, all that boring stuff. We're just going to focus on what we turned over and obviously what I bought it for. Pretty sure the majority of these things that I've sold, that I'm obviously going to show you now, you might have seen them at boot sales, but if not, obviously I can show you what I paid for them, where I got them from, how long they've been lingering for, all that good stuff. So hopefully you can take some stuff away. It's a good community contribution and you can hopefully find this stuff in the future in your businesses and beyond. There's lots of boot sale videos that have come out over the summer whilst the kids are off on holiday and that, but they're back at school, back to a nice routine. So we're back in the shed, we're picking orders. And yeah, it was a good weekend. And if you are new here, my name is George. My business is Retro Recycling. The channel is Retro Reselling. Different but similar. And I'm out here in my garden. Literally, there's my house. This is the business in the garden, a few steps away. And this is where I store all my stock, where it's for sale, that isn't for sale. But yeah, mostly clothing on this side, and this side hard goods. So we've got cameras, we've got lamps and lights, we've got VHSs, cameras in there, pasta makers, pants, light bulbs, typewriters, you name it. And I've probably sold it throughout my almost 10-year full-time career doing this. Recently hit over 40,000 subscribers, so a massive thanks to everyone. But just checked my analytics and 63.5% of you watching over the past month have not subscribed. So if you could do me a massive favour, hit the subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. And if you want to hit the notification bell as well, then that'd be much appreciated. But yeah, 63.5% that have watched this channel are not subscribed. So we should be a lot more than 40,000. Who will be the first reseller YouTube channel to get that 100k plaque? No one that I know of in the UK on YouTube has done it yet. Can this channel be the first one? Maybe a goal for next year, we'll see. Lots of catching up to do, but in the meantime, let's pick some orders. We'll start with Vinted because there's no fees. Let's scroll to the bottom. When Vinted first started, it was majority clothing and shoes, but you can sell pretty much anything on there now. As a business seller though, you can't sell like cosmetics, face creams, makeup, bits and bobs like that, so that's a bit annoying. But the first sale isn't clothing on Vinted. We're starting with a portable DVD set, which you would have seen on the boot sale video. So a good start, This one here, I believe this went to a subscriber as well. You have seen this in a Sunday boot sale. This I believe I got from Colchester for £8 to pay for this in Colchester. Listed this in September. Pretty sure I listed this last week and it sold within a couple of days on Vinted for 40 quid. So a very nice markup without any fees to consider. It's a Nextbase. They usually make dash cams. We've got a Nextbase dash cam. But this is a really nice smart set portable DVD player. Like there's two there. 2 kids in the back on a long journey, set them up with a DVD, and it's literally got all the bells and whistles. It's got all the wires, all the cables you need, tested and working perfectly, and comes in this really nice branded case. Really love that. And as I said, this has gone to a subscriber. This has gone to Marion, so thank you so much for that. Obviously got to box it up, pad it out and everything. I've got bubble wrap, got plenty of boxes, so that'll get there safely. Thank you so much, Marion, for a really great sale. And the best thing, no fees. You're going to be hearing that a lot. As I said at the start of the video, you can definitely tell it's autumn. It's chilly in the air already, and we've sold a coat, box O. This was from a midweek boot sale. So when I say box O, obviously, as you can see, my boxes are, I'd say numbered, they're lettered, I should say, in my SKU system. So only I can see that, the customers can't see that. When I take pictures, I then package up clothing items and then I take a picture of the box they're in. So when it comes to selling, like now, I can see box O, go to box O, and then I should be able to see it. So that's how that works, in case you are wondering. Obviously the 35.5% of you that are subscribed already know that, but you know, the 60% that aren't subscribed, you know, that's just for you. Works seamlessly. Box O, obviously I can't show you too much. I'll put the screenshots here when I show you how much they sell for. This is a Jack Wolfskin, nice coat. It has lingered around a little while. This has been, oh no it hasn't, listed in August, so obviously summer, not really going to sell a wintry autumn coat. As soon as that temperature's dropped, we've sold it though. This was £5 from a midweek boot sale, listed for a couple of months. I took an offer, £32. Again on Vinted, no fees, just a pure 32, take away 5, £27 profit. Quick maths. So we've had DVD players, we've had a nice winter coat, now we've got boxer shorts. Yes, I was going to keep these for myself, but then I saw what I could potentially sell them for and decided to sell them. Pants, Tom Ford pants from Selfridges. This is really cool. This was a Vinted snipe. So on Vinted, I'm on the app, refresh, newly listed first, refresh, and that's the best way to get a bargain. I bought these for £15 plus the postage and the buyer protection fee, so it owes me about £18–19 all in. Brand new, unwanted Christmas present. 3 pairs of pants, size large bum, which is my size. I was going to keep these, nice black, like a dark green and then a navy blue. Really just a classic boxer short with an expensive name on. They're just pants, but there you go. Yeah, I was going to keep these for myself. Good value. I've got enough pants and I wanted to sell them for the profit. Recommended retail price on the side, £210. Obviously Selfridges all boxed up nicely, ready to go, ready for Christmas. I thought these might sell in November, December, obviously as another Christmas present. But yeah, listed them for about £80–90 on eBay and Vinted. An offer came in at £55 on Vinted and I took it. Maybe could have got more, but when I'm like 18 into 55 within the same day, I'm going to take it. And again, no fees, so simple maths, simple profit, and super quick as well. So another bit of clothing. This is Vinted to Vinted, box L now, Universal Works. Really like this brand. Look at that right at the front. I'm pretty sure I listed this last week. Universal Works, like a thin sweatshirt, perfect for autumn. Mustard colour with like a navy trim. In fact, this was in my ironing pile. If you would have seen the daily vlogs, you'd have seen the ironing pile is it was huge. But I've got 2 girls, teenage girls, 15 and 13-year-old. The 13-year-old's more keen. I've been paying them £1 an item to help me do some steaming and ironing, which they've taken up. I think Maisie, she's done, what have I had to pay her? She's earned 25 quid from me, so she's ironed 25 things, and Layla, she's done 10. She's earned a tenner from me. But yeah, the washing pile is no more. I'm up to date with all my washing, and this is the ironing pile. It now fits in an IKEA bag. Still full to the top, plenty of them to do. But it all depends how many hangers I have. Obviously, once it's ironed, I need them to hang it on hangers, and I haven't got any spare hangers, so there wasn't any ironing this weekend. But yeah, that's what's been going on in the background. It's been working well. I'm pretty sure this would have been like £5 to £8, all delivered on Vinted, and it sold for 28 quid, so £20 profit, plus £1 for ironing. So yeah, £19 profit-ish, if you include the child labour. We went back to the Sunday boot sale at Colchester. This cost me a whole £1. And it was really cool. Christmas, I know the big C word, but it's coming, but the C word, Christmas, sells all year round. It doesn't matter when you have it. If it's vintage and it's Christmas themed, just list it. It will sell, even in the height of summer. And where is it? It would help if I could find it. Ah, here it is. This was a very recent purchase, maybe a couple of weeks ago, listed last week. It was a Merry Christmas vintage sign. Of course, it's all bagged up now, ready to go. It's literally, it's not even like quality or anything, it's just got a bit of age to it, a proper like 90s, 80s Christmas themed. Owes me £1, sold on Vinted for 18, and nice and easy to package. Nice and light, already boxed, perfect. I love vintage Christmas, love it. Christmas, black and white. I always say, controversially, Christmas should be every other year, like Red Nose Day, sort of every other year. That's what Christmas should be, because it feels like we've only just stopped last Christmas. Like by the time all the Christmas deals and that are off in the shops and that, you're like into February, and then Christmas starts in the shops again like late August, start of September. So you get February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. We only get 8 months Christmas free, and it's all happening again. It's too quick, too quick. I like Christmas, but every other year would be nice. You need to miss something sometimes to really appreciate it. What do you think? Let me know. Obviously, being thrifters, we rarely buy, or for myself anyway, I rarely buy anything brand new. This was from Vinted. These were from Vinted. My pants are new. My socks were new. There you go. Apart from pants, what t-shirt? T-shirt charity shop. So there you go. But with the kids, we tend to buy newer things like clothes and that. But with trainers and that, especially with Lenny, how fast boys grow, or children in general, how fast they grow. It seems a waste of money to spend like 50, 60 quid on a pair of trainers, and then they wear them for a month and then they've outgrown them. So these used to be Lenny's. I bought them from Vinted. and then flip them back onto Vinted once he's done with them. Perfect. Get the next size up on Vinted, sell the ones that don't fit him as long as they're not screwed up. Nice little circular eco motion. I don't know what I'm saying, so I'm going to shut up and show you what I got. What sold. There they are. They had a lot of interest. Some New Balance, like dad's shoes, I like to call them. I've got a pair myself, sort of similar colour to this, which was cool. So me and Lenny were sort of matching. These were a size 9 and he's now size 10. He's literally had these a couple of months, like I said, and he's outgrown them now. I got a size 10 on Vinted again, similar price. These sold for 12 quid and I bought these for about £8 plus the postage. So pretty much broke even, and it was for our son. So he's used them. They're still in good condition and I've got 12 quid back, so perfect. Dressing our children whilst not losing money technically, so yeah, ideal. This would have been from another boot sale video. This was from another Sunday one, our first Sunday boot sale. I think this was £2 or £3 from Boreham in Chelmsford. Titleist golf cap, Titleist with FootJoy, the Pro V1, nice branding everywhere. It looks never ever used. A bargain. Not worth loads of money. This would have sold for about 12 to 15 on eBay and then take away fees, but it sold on Vinted. £15, no fees. Pure £12 profit, easy. I'm pretty sure this was the exact same boots out at the same time. £10. I just beat another subscriber to it, whereas I missed out to him the week before. He returned the favour of being 2 seconds behind me, which made a nice change. Lauren by Ralph Lauren shoes. This was a very recent boot sale video as well, so you probably recognise them if you watch all the videos. Nicely boxed Ralph Lauren loafers. Here they are. They were £10. I did offer 8, but I had to be 10, which is fair enough when they sold for £50. Again, on Vinted, £40, pure profit, no fees. Love it. In fact, tell a lie, I experimented a little bit. I bumped these, so you can pay for wardrobe highlights, which for me is about 20 quid a week. Not worth it. It used to be much cheaper, and I do that once a week or once every other week, but I don't wardrobe highlight now. I doubt it even has an effect, but I do bump the odd item. I think it was like £2.70 to bump it for 3 days, and it sold on its second day of being bumped. So yeah, £3, whatever it was to get bumped, plus the £10, and it sold for 50 quid. Hopefully they don't get returns, because obviously being a business on Vinted, still have to accept returns, but I'm pretty sure there'll be no issues there. Great sale. Talking of great sales, we've got a £100 sale on Vinted. Vinted isn't just cheap and cheerful, you also get the punchy items every now and then, and a very nice brand. Box P. This was Vinted to Vinted flip again. I say about fastest finger first and all that. This is one of them. And another one that has been in the ironing pile for months. Owes me about £20 plus the postage and that. This is Izzy Mayaki, I'm going to say, men. Sort of a Y2K tie-dye piece. Yeah, owes me about £20-ish. Been in the ironing pile. One of the girls ironed it. I believe it was Maisie. So an extra £1 for ironing, child labour, and £100. No, I say before fees, didn't bump it, didn't do anything, pure £100, so around 80-ish, 75, £80 profit on a single shirt. Really good Japanese brand, quality piece. This was half linen, half cotton, just a really cool piece, and flew out. Took less than a week to sell. Punchy item. Just hopefully it doesn't get returned because it doesn't fit or anything. But obviously I put the measurements in the title, in the description, and I also measure pit to pit and the length at the back. I take a picture of their measurements and also put them in the description. So hopefully it's all good, as long as people know their measurements and they read the measurements as well. If you've seen my recent hour-long special day in the life, I went to a couple of charity shops after my haircut and I found these Clark's Gore-Tex boots for £10. They should be on top somewhere. Yes, I went in the cancer research and saw these Clark's Gore-Tex size 7s for £10. They've gone for £22.40, and obviously ideally on Vinted again, so it's pure £12.40 profit within a couple of weeks. Listed last week as well, so they sold within a week. So yeah, £12 profit, not bad from spending a tenner. When I'm normally spending a tenner, I want it to be at least 30 normally. But if it sells on Vinted, obviously I can't guarantee that, but ideally on Vinted, no fees, so it's easy to calculate. And I get to keep more money in my pocket. George Price. Dun, dun. And the last one for Vinted at the moment was a boot sale to Vinted flip. Box N, got Paul Smith, another different brand. Here we go, Box N, and it should be just here, because again I listed this last week. A full zip hoodie with the rainbow giraffe, not giraffe, bloody hell, with the rainbow zebra. You know what I mean, African animal. £3 from a boot sale, listed in September last week. And yeah, gone for 25 quid, £22, pure profit. Nice and simple, standard, get them bills paid. And that is all the sales for Vinted. Really nice pile, nice mixture of items, not just clothing. Got shoes, pants, DVD, Christmas, hats. Yeah, really, really nice. In fact, I make it 14 eBay orders. One just came in, not a big one, mind, but it was a clearance item. In fact, we'll start from the top. We'll start from the newest one. So this one came in just now, £7, free postage. Told you it was clearance. I'm pretty sure this had a slight hole in it. A pair of jeans, box G, All Saints. Yeah. Oh no, it's stuck on something. There we go. Found them. There we go. Pair of All Saints cigarette jeans. Found these in a charity shop. I haven't put the price, but I'm pretty sure it would have been like no more than £4 or £5. But as I said, I sold them for £7, free postage. They've been listed since April. I do get asked quite a bit, what do I do with slow moving items or items that don't seem to be selling? I mean, it's quite a well-known thing. After 90 days on eBay, your listings then go stagnant, like they're not gonna sell really. Well, they would still sell, but like the chances get slashed in like a lot basically. So yeah, I see how many days my items have been listed for. So that's why I say the 90-day, 3-month span. That's when I buy something, I want it out the door before then, because that's why it tends to be stagnant. If it does stagnate, then I sell similar, reduce the price 20%, and then make it free postage as well. And if it keeps happening, another 20%, another 20%, or 10%, 10%, depends how I'm feeling. But yeah, these, they did have a hole in the crutch, or like quite worn away. They were quite distressed. Yeah, that's why they were down to £7 free postage, and they finally sold. So there you go, a bit of a fail. Once postage and fees have been paid, I've probably made my money back if I paid £3, or a small loss if I paid £4 or £5. But yeah, they're out the door. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Not perfect, but we've moved the stuff on, and that's how I do it. After 3 months, 90 days, slash the price, free postage, just to get it out of the way, because we're in the selling business, not the storage business. So I mentioned I went through my washing pile. This was from there, and it sold really quickly. Box T, Sunspell, really nice brand again. Sort of like a summery type brand. Is this it? Yeah, Sunspell. I believe Bond wore Sunspell as well. You can't see it again because it's packaged up. Show you the logo. Yeah, Sunspell. But nice brand of menswear. This was Vinted to eBay sale. Again, for a sweatshirt, I would have paid like £8 maximum plus the postage, to say maximum 10-ish pounds. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I paid a £5 or so on Vinted. It did have a slight faded mark. That's why it was in my washing pile. You could just about see it, so I declared it, but it was really faded. But yeah, gotta be honest, I sold for £25 plus postage. So postage on this would be £2.99 for me. Obviously got to take away fees, but I've still made £18-ish profit, and it sold quick as well. So I should have washed it sooner. One of my favourite brands to find, right at the front. Now I would have returned this one. This was described as very good on Vinted. I paid up £28.39 for this Paramo rain jacket. It was described as very good. If it was, I would have got about £75 to £85, hence why I paid 28 quid for it. But when I came, sort of the reflective material had worn away a bit. It was quite worn and that. I did request to return it, but I decided to list it anyway. So even though I've paid £28, I thought there'd still be profit in it rather than returning it. I'd probably have to pay the postage because it was on Vinted, and I'd miss out anyway. So I sold it cheaper, but it still went for £50 plus £2.99 postage. So even though it was described as very good, I paid for very good, it came as more good to satisfactory. I'm still making profit, and it's still sold within a weekend. I'm pretty sure I listed this at the end of last week. It's Monday, and it sold this morning as well. So even though it wasn't a smooth transaction, I still made profit, and quick. And this one was cool. This was from my most recent boot sale video, because just how different it was. I didn't know much about it. I need to find it first. Here it is. Yeah, I just really liked it myself, and normally it's something that's got a bit of age to it, and I just really like it. It stands out, it's a bit different, and normally you're onto a winner. It was this, the illustrated peppers, chili pepper type poster, print. I think it's a print, but it was vintage. The year was 1996. Yeah, really, really cool. There's quite a following behind hot sauces and food like that, so I thought this would be a winner. Plus just the age and just the general look of it, really, really cool. I'd like it myself, to be honest. I can do some heat, not too much heat, but you know, I'll take it and leave it. But yeah, I just thought it was really cool, and I'm pretty sure it was like 2 or 3 quid, was it? I got 3 quid here, I'm pretty sure it was 2 or 3 quid. And yeah, from a couple of Sundays ago, again listed last week, sold on eBay, £28 plus postage as well, before fees and all that. So yeah, not loads of money, just I really liked it. Sort of stood out on my page, on my shop, and yeah, sold quickly. So I was right. For a £28 sale, it's going to take a bit more time and effort to package it. It is a plastic frame, so it's not glass or anything, but I still got to obviously make sure it gets there in one piece. But yeah, something a bit different. Another Vinted to eBay flip, box E. It's probably quite a few clothing sales this past weekend, because I've been trying to focus on getting through my backlog, obviously through the washing, through the ironing, get on top of my listing. That's why there's quite a few clothing sales. This is Barracuda. I can't really show you. It's the Barracuda G9 Harrington bomber jacket. Really, really nice. Made in England. An unusual black and orange, that peach trim, which made it stand out. This was listed in June, so June, July, August, September, or on the edge of my 90-day / 3-month cycle. I buy so much on Vinted, especially earlier in the summer. I was buying so much, I couldn't keep on top of my SKU system of how much I bought it for, but I'm pretty sure this was like 15 quid plus the postage on top. So say £18 maximum, and it went for £60 plus the postage. It's going international, GSP program. Yeah, made in England, Barracuda, always going to be a winner. Just took, yeah, 3 months to sell, but it is a jacket. Obviously in September, getting a bit chilly, so people are definitely starting to buy their coats ready for the colder seasons. Another really good brand, another Vinted to eBay flip, Box Q. Again, this was sold really quickly, even though it wasn't in the best conditions. This was satisfactory condition. First of all, the brand, Purdy, I think you say that. Really, really expensive stuff, that proper posh man or posh lady, live in a country, stately home type brand. Very, very expensive. I bought this on Vinted, all in £11.39. On the back, there's a slight pulled or missing stitch, because it's obviously a knitted material. On the shoulder, just a bit needs repairing basically, which affected the price a lot. Obviously, I've only bought it for £11. It's sold for £40 plus £2.99 postage, a nice profit. If this was in excellent condition, probably a 3-figure item here. Just a knitted crew neck sweater, yeah, posh brand. And yeah, again, sold within a day or two. I'm pretty sure I bought this and it got delivered a couple of weeks ago. I've listed it and it sold within 48 hours. So yeah, perfect, even though it wasn't in the best condition. Let's move away from clothing. We've got a camera sale. I love my cameras. We've got a digital camera, Canon iSux. Up in here. Yeah, with me other cameras, all boxed up, ready to go. Comes with the case, with the charger, all good, all tested, ready to go. This was £5 from a boot sale, listed in September. This was the very start of September, so it's been listed 2 or 3 weeks. eBay got the sale, £5 boot sale into £70 plus £2.99. It's the Canon iSux 50 digital camera, tested and working, 5 megapixels for 70 quid. And I could have got more. I probably could have pushed £100, but there was a bit of wear, not like damage or anything, just like general surface marks and that. But yeah, 70 quid from a £5. That's exactly why I want more cameras. Nice and small. But look at that, palm of my hand storage system instead of jackets and coats and that, or obviously big prints and that. Nice and easy. Obviously they can be faulty in that, but this one was all good. And when it's only a £5, even if it didn't work, I could still sell the charger, the battery. I could sell the main unit as faulty, which I've done before. So yeah, risk-free and good profit. Really good profit. Right, boot sale by Box D. This was from a subscriber. I think this was the jumper. Let me just find it quick. Yeah, this was from a subscriber that was selling at my Colchester boot sale. So a polo Ralph Lauren sweatshirt with like a towel-in type design on the big pony. He said he wanted £4. Gave him a fiver. You know, I'm like that extra quid, you know, an extra fifth. But yeah, I knew it was in really good condition. Yeah, really nice size, men's size large, navy with the towel in, £5, sold, listed in September, sold in September, £30 plus $2.99 postage, lovely jubbly, before fees obviously, so a nice £20 profit after fees, and all said it is, once all said and done. That's what I was trying to say. Another clearance item now, but made a profit. Free postage on this one. This one's been lingering since last November. So this is the oldest listing I've had, or the oldest sale I've had. Last November, £2.95 from a charity shop. Box H down here. I believe it's a gilet. Yeah, whew. This can be a workout sometimes. Yeah, coming up to a year. Listed last November. It's just a Gap gilet with like a, what's it called? A hood. That's it. I thought it'd sell a lot quicker, obviously. From £2.95 into £15, 1.5, free postage. Obviously, I'm not intentionally trying to keep this for a year, but that's just how it's worked. Again, would have started for 40 quid, 35, 40 quid. Reduced the price. We're then into spring, summer, reduced the price, free postage. They finally went for £15, so a bit of a fail, but at least with that one, that clearance item, I've made a profit. And then going into the future, sometimes you learn better from your fails, like lesser items. So I thought, oh yeah, that'll be a really nice profit. It'll sell quite quickly. Because I listed this in November when we was already in colder season weather, but obviously not. Gap, even though it's quite cool, lingers and not as strong as I originally thought. So I can take that knowledge going into this winter. Pair of boots, Hotter women's Chelsea. Oh, there we go. Gone from digging to just sitting right on top waiting for me. Bought from a charity shop, listed in August, so getting a couple of months to sell. Just like a Chelsea boot. Hotter, decent solid brand of women's. They do menswear as well, but usually when I buy Hotter, it tends to be women's wear. Yeah, nice Chelsea Brogue boots, charity shop, August. £25, 20p plus $2.99 postage. Bill payer. This is a brand new brand that I've never heard of before. Found it in a charity shop for a £5 note. Listed in September, sold in September, so sold very quick. And one of my favourite items this year I've been picking up is the towel-in polo shirts. Also, we're coming out, towel-in polo shirts are obviously for spring, summer, like on the beach, by the pool and that. So going into winter, I'm not sure how much they will slow down, but this sold in September, sold on the weekend, so should be all right. Box L. And yeah, I've learnt a new brand as well. Here we go. It's quite a funny brand. So it starts off with numbers 04651 / and then underneath it says a trip in a bag. I don't know, but it's a new brand and it sells well. Like a light khaki green towel-in polo shirt with a pocket. Yeah, just looked really nice. It looked intriguing, made in Portugal. 100% cotton, so yeah, quickly looked it up, and yeah, it sold super quick. £37 plus $2.99 postage, so $39.99 all in. Owes me a fiver. Sold super quick. Add that one to the noggin going into charity shop season. Obviously, I'm going to be hitting charity shops a lot more now. Boot sales are winding down a lot, and yeah, another one learnt. Another pair of boots, June of London. Brogue boots for men this time. Like a Brogue boot by June, you can't really see it, but yeah, just a classic pair of men's footwear. From a boot sale, would have paid a fiver maximum. Okay condition, bit of crease into the leather, which is to be expected. But yeah, sold for £30 plus $2.99 postage. And listed in September too, so sold quick. I actually packed on Saturday or Friday evening. Is this already packed? It's going to America, directly to America. Because obviously, thank you, Mr. President. There's now tariffs and everything on any amount that you sell into America. For international postage, I use eBay's global shipping program for like 99.9% of my orders. But normally when people ask for a direct quote, if it's like to America, Canada, Australia, sort of more straightforward type countries where I sort of half know the companies and that, I don't mind getting a quote. which is what happened here, because with eBay postage and tariffs and everything else, it's coming out to a lot. But I think it was like, I think I charged, in fact, what is it? You don't even know what it is yet. This was another vintage snipe. This brand is Mastrum. It's like Stone Island, but a bit more affordable. You got like the badge on the collar, on the collarbone. It's all that sort of Stone Islandy type thing, but it's a bit more affordable. This was a really nice chunky knit cardigan, wool and cashmere blend, chunky knit and all that. Sold for £100. Owes me around £18–20 from Vinted, so really nice sale. And we agreed on £25 for the international direct postage. Because if there's tariffs, I think it's 10% tariff on top, which wasn't too bad. Because with eBay global shipping, I think it was coming in at like 40–50 quid on top of the 100. Whereas direct, I've saved them a bit. But yeah, postage shouldn't be too bad. It's obviously fits in a nice box, in an eBay branded box as well. Over £1,000 worth of orders. I've already packed my Vinted orders. They're waiting out there. Yeah, there's the eBay orders there. Again, a nice varied mix. Quite a lot of clothing. A couple of shoes there. Nice print. There's that as well. Was it, like I said, clothing heavy because I am working on the backlog, which looks a lot better. That's full of shoes now, and I need to work through shoes. We've got some VHS players. That's my ironing pile, typewriter. Got to clean a couple of hoovers, typewriters, CRT TV, speakers. Yeah, a nice varied mix going into the winter. Obviously, boot sales are still on, but they are slowly winding down. They were on yesterday, but I couldn't be bothered. I stayed in bed. Catch up on some beauty sleep, you know. But yeah, hopefully my midweek boot sale's on, because I haven't been in 3 weeks. It keeps getting called off. I do want to try and go to another one before the season ends there. But obviously, again, as long as the weather holds out, I'll be out on the field this Sunday. And if you're subscribed and notified, you'll know as soon as that video comes out. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. See you later.